I'd almost want to put that a little bit towards the back, but let's address it. I think you're talking about this concept of integrity, because every human being is also a sum of their experiences and their biases and their social background and their conditioning and stuff like that, and that plays into the classical concept of logical fallacies and stuff like that. And that I think that's definitely an important topic. But I'd like to kind of go back to, because we started off with the concept of art and artists, and also marketing and marketeers and marketing. I think I'd like to hear your opinion on it. At the moment, originally, I think, like many people, my assumption was, it's going to replace us, because we have this kind of Hollywood-esque understanding of artificial intelligence that from one moment to the other, we've got a robot like Arnold Schwarzenegger who does everything better, faster, smarter than us. I think we're a long way away from that. But so this is an interpretation I have, and I'd like to hear your take on it. I think if you look at the history of mankind, okay, and this is going to be a weird way to analyze it, the advancement of our industrialization has always been contingent on labor force. Okay, the having sufficient units of capacity that can transform inputs into outputs, and that's why also, if you look at the history of humanity, there's been eras of slavery. There's even, unfortunately, if you look today, there's also still a huge amount of exploitation. And I think one thing that technology, this might be the upside of technology, one thing that technology does, it creates a democratization of possibilities, so that because think about how long it would take for these 10,000 hours, that's much more than that I would have to do to be able to paint like a good professional, or play a violin like Itzhak Rabin, right? And these new technologies enable Tom, Dick, and Harry and Mary, okay, to be equally creative, and I think that's an interesting take. So from our present perspective of AI understanding, I just understand AI as an accelerated mechanism or tool to get things done faster. And it creates democratization, because how often have you, or any one of us, when you're, decorating your house, you say, I want to have a painting and I have an idea what it looks like, but just think of the process that you would have to get through to get that in that quality. You want to have to find an artist, you'd have to negotiate with them. It costs you a lot of money, it would take a lot of time. And now you can sit down in AI, right? What's the tools that Midjourney? Are you familiar with Midjourney?
Yes.
My film team has been using Midjourney. They're hooked on it. They're like great. So would you see that? I think at this level of maturity, what we're talking about, AI development, it's just an acceleration tool. Would you agree with that?
I could support that view, but I also still am very mindful that technology can enable cross-skilling opportunities, but technology can also lead to further discrimination and inequity. So it's like it can be a leveler. And certainly I do a lot of work with people with a disability and their families, and people who may even have forms of learning difficulties such as dyslexia, etc. And so I can see how artificial intelligence could be incredibly powerful to sort of help be an additional enabler for
them overcome handicaps, maybe.
Yeah, but in Australia, as a classic example, like we're a very large continent, we've got parts of our country that still don't have reliable access to the internet. So
that's another issue. Yeah,
still brings in the whole concept of where
it's creating a new class of haves and have-nots, right?
Yeah, well, that's the risk. And one of my clients that does work with people with a disability and their families, they, during the COVID period of time, they had an incredible project that actually started to get people up on technology. And this wasn't artificial intelligence necessarily, but it was even having reliable data, even having a reliable device.
Yeah,
and then, of course, the digital literacy to be able to understand how to navigate these systems, but also how to protect themselves, their passwords. So some of those core sort of things that many people, including many people who listen to this podcast, take for granted. But it's still something that for me, we can get caught in the glamour of the exciting new opportunity, and there's plenty of opportunity, but we also need to make sure that we're not leaving anyone behind.
You're talking. This is gold again. This is equity issue. But before, and I want to go to we can go to the equity issue now and deep dive on it.